This is how it looks. I don't want this connection metal being here and this space underneath. Without any spacer, it just holds on plastic. I don't like that, so I'm gonna remove it. Hello everyone, this is Wrenching Bear. In today's video I will install some accessories on my KTM 390 Adventure X. Tank guards, engine guards and luggage racks for the top box, and for the side panniers I will go with the soft luggage, so soft luggage on the sides and the top box. Parts are from the Auto Engina. This is company from India, from Pune, I think. I decided to go with those parts because I like the design of the tank guards and just ordered everything from them. So I will make a video of the install of those parts. I will show you what got to me in the box, how it looks, fasteners, parts, and I will give you my opinion on how this went. So yeah, let's get to work. Here is what I got from Auto Engina, and those are the side panniers for the rear, fasteners, and these long bolts go here. Shorter bolts, Allen bolts, go here with the washers and nuts. These bolts go here, and this goes to the foot pegs for the passenger. Distance goes between this and the motorcycle. It's underneath here. This is the rack for the top box. Here is the plate. I'm not gonna use this one because I have the other one that I bought with my top box, and it's from the other company, so it looks different. For here, in this set, I have those longer bolts, so they will go here and connect two parts, this and this, and then I won't need those at all. And there are also aluminum distances that go here between the bike and the rack, actually. Then we have the engine guards. Here are the fasteners. I think this goes to this side. Yeah, it's behind the kickstand where the exhaust mounts, and there is a spacer, washer and bolt, and here is the bolt for the other side, and it actually goes under the foot peg, and you have two spacers. The bigger one you use if you don't have the center stand, and the thinner one you use when you have center stand. I don't have the center stand, so I will use this, the longer one. This is something that I didn't see explained on the Auto Engina YouTube videos. This is actually the rod that you have to change, that goes through your engine mount. Then goes the spacer, washer, and this distance. And distance fastens here. So this goes like this. Then this goes here. It fastens with this bolt. So it's pretty straightforward. However, I had to think a while because before I got to that point, because on the install video on the Auto Engina website there are already original engine guards. So some parts were already pre-installed, like this rod, and I didn't know where to mount it, but I figured that out. And another part is the tank guard. So this is pretty straightforward too. You change the original bolt, you take out the original bolt from the engine mount and you install those 4 spacers. Then you use original bolt, go through here and tighten it with this one. This goes under the headlight mount. It's over the fender. You have to undo the fender to install it. but this will also be shown in the next part of the video. So yeah, this is how it looks, the whole set to install the parts. Okay, so to do this job you're gonna need Allen key 5, 6 and 4, flat 10mm spanner. The ratchet is handy. And first we are going to remove bolts here, this one, and one of these. Here are 2 bolts that hold this one. I'm gonna discard this completely, so I'm going to remove both bolts on this side, because I want this to be tightened to metal without this plastic. I'm not going to carry a passenger either way, so I don't need this. Let's get to it. This is what was here. It's hard for me to get here with a tool, so I'm gonna remove the whole thing just for now. I feel that these are glued in, so I'm gonna use Loctite on them. This is how it looks. I don't want this connection metal being here and this space underneath. Without any spacer, it just holds on plastic. I don't like that, so I'm gonna remove it. So my pannier stay will actually bolt directly to this. Okay, so this is done. Let's now do the other side. This part is done. I'm gonna start with this top part. Bolts that I'm gonna use instead of the originals. Just loose on there now, for now. Last time when I mocked this up, I had problem with this one. Didn't fit here like it should, so I'm gonna start with this one right now. Now I'm gonna put the distance in here. Both sides. Now this goes underneath the black part between the spacer and this one. Okay, since I'm not using the original bolts for here, I need the 13mm as well. It's all very loose, as you can see, so I could fit everything before I tighten it. And now I will start on the other side with this. It's still very loose. It made a huge difference when I started with this, because when I started with those, then I had the real problem to get in line with this bolt hole. But now it went much smoother. So I'm gonna mock up this one now, and then I'm going to tighten everything all together. From what I remember from their YouTube movie about installing this goes this way. The brace is tight. Now let's go with this. I'm not going to use a torque wrench because I'm afraid they will snap on me again. these that I didn't replace, these ones, so I'm gonna do it by feel. It's on there. So now I'm going to install the plate for the top box. It went smoother than first mock-up that I did, and that's mainly because I choose this to assemble as first part and then the rest. This is the part. So actually I was able to use factory holes here and factory holes here. I didn't have to drill anything or change it in any way, so that's very good. I don't have to paint it to not rust. I'm gonna link the top box and the Auto Engina parts in the description if anyone is looking for those parts. Okay, so this part of the work is done. This is the top box that I am going to use. Yeah, so now we are going to do the engine guards and the tank guards. And I'm pretty happy for now of the top box. It looks pretty similar to what Auto Engina is offering with this set, but I found something else cheaper, so I bought this one. Okay, so now I will do the engine guard and tank guard. So first thing that I'm gonna do is remove those bolts and the axle here and replace them with new axle and distances that go here. 14mm on the other side and 15mm here. So here's the axle and spacers, and you have to reuse the spacers because they go between the engine mount and they are not here. Here you have only the spacers that go in this void here to not scratch anything with this bolt. Before I install it, I'm gonna use ACF 50 on this. This is to protect it from corrosion. And we have to remember about the spacers. Tap it a little. I want it to be the same length on both sides, so I have to undo the bolt for now, the nut. Okay, now it's the same, so we can install distances. So it is 14mm here and 12mm here. This is the engine mount, so I feel that the torque is important here, so I'm gonna torque all those three. This is the engine mount, so torque I think it's important here, so I will torque all three of those with the factory KTM spec. No treadle car. The length is the same, length of the tread. I'll loosen this up for now. So this extension is 17mm. I checked the manual, and those are 22 Newton meters, and this is 45 Newton meters. And I'm gonna tighten this with those buttons. It's okay. 22. This one did not thread in as loose as I would like it, so I'm gonna fix the thread on the end of it because I don't trust it. I don't want to break the thread in the frame itself. Now all four of them are torqued. I'm gonna get onto this one. this one is torqued as well, so I can proceed to the other steps. Let's start with this side. Here is the empty bolt hole. I think it's for the center stand. I don't have the center stand, so I take the longer distance. Bolt distance, and then this. It seems to fit just right, so I'm gonna tighten it a little bit, just so the bolt will stay here loosely. And washer and nut here. It was on the axle with the guards. I have the interference here with the horn. I think I'm gonna just bend it a little to make space. Okay, so this side is mocked up. Let's go to the other side. So we are on the other side. I already took off the exhaust mounting bolt here, and our bolt for the engine guard will go there. First I will insert this distance here. They don't require you to, but I will use the thread locker here. I'm afraid this may come loose because of the vibrations. Now we take the engine guard, put it in here. It's on here. Then this goes under the engine guard, between the engine guard and exhaust, and then the bolt and washer. I do not tighten it yet. Now the washer and nut here. And I will actually tighten those first to get this as close as possible before I put the second bolt here. Yeah, the gap here almost closed in. When I tighten the other side, it will be closed. A little bit of thread locker. Now I will tighten this on the other side. Okay, now I will fully tighten this. I gave it a thread locker so I don't have to go extra hard on them. They are also small thread. And now I will tighten the bolts, bottom bolts on both sides. I don't trust those bolts that much, so I do it on feel. Okay, so it's all tight. The bottom ones are done. I just bent a little the horn mount, so I have the clearance here. I think it's enough clearance to not have it vibrate through that. Okay, now I will do the tank guards, since the bottom guards are done. It's actually looking really nice. I like it. To put on the tank guards, I actually have to take off the fender, because the tank guard mounts on those bolts, actually, to be honest, I'm able to take them out without taking off the fender. So I'm not gonna take off the fender, like they shown on their video. It might be hard to put it on with it might be hard to put this mount on with the fender still on. However, if I turn the wheel one way, I am able to get here just fine. Okay, both holes are free. Now I'm gonna start installing. I'm going to start with this on the other side. Now I'm going to loosen this so I could slide it on there. It's opened up a little. Okay, it's on there. Now I'm gonna use these bolts to tighten it. When you install it, it looks like this. I used a cloth to not rub to the fender, to not scratch it. I've heard people complain that this clearance is not enough between the fender and this mount, so I am going to install it in such a way that it's going to be, I'm gonna set it up as high as possible, as the pipes will let me. They should just meet here in the middle. Yeah, the fender will rub on this right now. I'm gonna have to loosen it up and try to fix it. So with this here, you have the best chance of success by loosening the bottom bolts and trying to put it as much up as possible and then tighten it here. Then you have the clearance between the fender and this. If you do the opposite, you tighten that and then you try to tighten this, then this will just rub through to your fender. So I think that those complaints were most likely the wrong installation. It is definitely not much clearance, but as for now it's not rubbing. To be honest, I would like to have more clearance here. It's like maybe 3 millimeters. So for me it's actually better to do it with the fender on, because I can see whether I will have problem or not. So I managed to bend it a little bit upwards, this bracket. I just went to sit on the bike, I held it here and tried to push it upwards. And it moved a few millimeters, so yeah, I am going to leave it like that. Now it shouldn't rub. I can't put the fender by hand that much to touch this, so I think it will not be a problem with the normal riding. Okay, since I managed to figure out the front situation, I will tighten the remaining 4 bolts and I will be done with it. It went down a little on the front when I tightened those bolts. Okay, let's do the other side. It is tight. I have some room here, but I'm able to touch with the fender to this. And I'm not liking that. But I do not think I'm going to bend it any further. I will just see if it works or not. When I was working on this, I forgot to tighten those bolts near the passenger footback, so I'm gonna tighten them now. So it is done. I finished the installation, and actually the only real problem I had was clearance here, because it was maybe 3 millimeter, now it's 10, I actually ended up bending this bracket to allow this to go higher, because 2 millimeters would probably vibrate, rub through this. It would probably scratch the fender at some situations. So I decided to just clearance it, and now I think it's safe. I'm not able to bend the fender by hand that much to touch this. Previously I was able to do that. So yeah, this is something to concern. But other than that, it went smooth. This is how it looks. I think it is pretty nice. I really like the look of this tank piece, and you can actually tie some bags to it, so that's a cool feature. You've got those distances here, then the bolt, the distance is also here. So it was all the fasteners I got in the package, all the parts were also there. There was a little shipping problem, some parts came scratched, but it was only minor, and manufacturer ended up resolving the problem on my behalf, so I'm happy with that. I also got myself a set of soft bags for the KTM, and they are mounted on the Givi Monokey system. I bought adapters for it that I'm gonna mount on the bike. It's basically Givi system, so I made some cardboard added design. Thank you for watching, and if you liked it, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe. Most of you that watched my videos didn't subscribe, so yeah, it would really make a difference for me. Bye, see you in the next video.